Got it. Okay. Well, thank you for the introduction. And Sharon, if I might, I'll just continue on. And a couple of things. In one's engineering career, one finds out that although you may have been trained in electrical, you pick up a lot of knowledge along the way. And although I wasn't a mining engineer, I certainly got my hands on with all of the hard stuff of open pit mining. But as to being a Rotarian, I was influenced by Rotary for much of my adult life, because my father-in-law was a member of the Rotary Club of Edmonton Northeast, and he delighted in taking me to all of the bingos and casinos and other ticket sales events, and quite enjoyed those opportunities. And I'd been a friend of Rotary for many years with my wife Donna, and finally decided that, well, I'm doing all the work and everything else, I might as well become a Rotarian and be one in a full-fledged Rotarian. Anyway, I'd like to start now. If you can let me share my screen, or so whoever can let me do that. There we are. Okay, and with luck, this will work. And there we are. Okay, is it working at your end? Okay, I got a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, after this couple of years of Zoom meetings in the DG string, I've been able to master that. So anyway, thank you very much. This year is Jennifer Jones's year, and she's the first woman president of Rotary International. She's a Canadian, but she's not the last woman. There's one of the people in the presidential string is a woman from the States. But anyway, so we had the opportunity to meet her. She's a lovely woman. She's quite dynamic. But every district, every president sets out the pillars of what their year should look like. And Jennifer has come up with a theme which says imagine. And she says, if you can't imagine it, you can't do it. So her 4 pillars that I like to talk to people about is, your group will actually be able to read the text of what I've got on these PowerPoints, because every time I do it in a room, I usually say, look, don't bother reading the text. That's just for me. But the 4 pillars are DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, DEI, particularly in the States, is becoming an unpopular theme, but I like to look at it as to say, does your club membership represent the area that you serve? Now, the area that your club serves, I said it's going to be really challenging because you're all over the place. So I couldn't imagine a more diverse club than yours. So you guys have got that one pretty much locked. The other one is care and comfort of your members. And I really appreciated this pillar when she brought it out, because what she's saying is make sure that your members feel comfortable. People join Rotary because they want the networking opportunities and the fellowship opportunities, and they want to be able to serve their communities, local and international. And you know, certainly with the breadth and spread of the stuff that I saw from the information you sent me the other day, you've done that. So it's her other one was empowering girls and women. And girls and women have been suppressed throughout time, and they still are. My personal belief is that if we had more women world leaders, we'd have fewer wars and greater friendship. Now, globalization is no longer a thing to talk about, but certainly when there are opportunities to help promote girls and young women, particularly in the educational areas of science, technology, engineering, and medicine, these are things that I think that we should participate in, because ultimately, at the end of the day, it will help our society. Her other pillar is and I'm just going to move this out of the way, thank you, is expanding our reach. And Rotary has been expanding their reach for, in many cases, in over 40 years, for example, their effort on Polio Plus has managed to help reduce the instances of polio to the point that in July, we thought we were down to 2 cases. And we had some sophisticated technologies to figure out to track the virus through wastewater testing and things like the same. But alas, in July, we found out that there was some new cases. There was a new case in New York. It was an individual who was an unvaccinated individual. And he came down with a case of vaccine-derived virus, and it traced back to Pakistan. Now, the vaccine-derived virus is the aftermath of an oral vaccine, and that's usually used in the third world countries. And it makes its way through the body and is excreted and winds up in the wastewater system. It's a much weakened virus than the wild virus. So there's a plus there, but it's still a virus. At the same time, we found out that there were other cases in Afghanistan. And the interesting thing about Afghanistan is the Taliban, as reprehensible as they are in just about every other aspect of life, they have been supporting the polio vaccination program by providing security to the vaccination teams. Pakistan, alas, we can't say that because they have the Taliban, they have the Al-Qaeda there, and they kind of think that the vaccination program is a CIA plot. Anyway, so we found out that we had a cell of about 22 people in Pakistan, and it was in a remote area where we think we can control that, but of course, Pakistan's had the flooding. We found 5 cases in Mozambique, but it traces back to Pakistan. So the point being is that in many cases we thought we had polio pretty much beat. In fact, we were looking forward to it maybe being this year, and I think we took our foot off the pedal a little bit. So I'm encouraging Rotarians to, when they're donating to the foundation, is to put some money into Polio Plus, because we're not done yet. And it's, as we always say, polio is just a plane ride away. And in this state of anti-vaxxing, it's still important because polio is a crippling disease. And there are many of us, certainly of our age, who have family members or friends that we can recall or still have it. So the other area that polio is, the other area that Rotary has been very important in are things like disaster and crisis response. As of today, we've donated through Rotary about $15 million to the Ukrainian crisis, either to the Ukrainian clubs themselves or to the clubs surrounding it. So, they currently have an appeal out for the Turkey, Syria earthquake. It's on the foundation giving page. So if you click onto My Rotary, the headline will be Turkey, Syria. There'll be a button there. It'll take you straight to the donate page, and it is working. So we're pleased to see that. Now, with apologies to Kevin Costner and his movie Field of Dreams, my approach to Rotary has been, if you build it, they will come. And what I mean is, if you have a Rotary club where people feel comfortable, they feel that they have a good time, they're enjoying themselves, and they're getting the networking, and they're also doing the service to the community, we find that's why they join Rotary clubs. And if you provide those services, then you will find that you will attract members who rather like the way you do things. So as I say, if you build it, they'll come. and they'll have a good time and your club will grow. But if not, it's just, you know, maybe you've got a niche. Anyway, there's no such thing as a Rotary Club that's too big or too small. Particularly in Alberta, as I've been traveling around, as we've talked about the motorhome. In the rural areas, it's sometimes challenging to get a really large Rotary Club when the town itself is only a couple of thousand people. And we've got a lot of clubs that consider themselves small but mighty. And the point is, are you having fun and are you helping the community? The only caution I would put out to small clubs is undertake what you're capable of doing. Don't overload your members. The other thing that I tell clubs is there's no rule that says you can't work with other clubs, other Rotary clubs, other nonprofits, the Lions, the Optimists, whoever, or other organizations which share the same goals, i.e. you're working on a community project and you're getting together, because that's what Rotary is about, getting together and working with people. One of the things we're trying to do, and I hope you're reading the Connections magazine that we email out, the newsletter. We try to email it out once a week, depending on how busy people are. But the concept is, if you see the number of emails that everybody sends out to Rotarians, say, please give, please do this, we're trying to consolidate all the important information into Connections. And it's a great tool, particularly for me, because I can ask our public information people to just, I get a lot of requests, and sometimes it's from local clubs advertising their fundraiser. Other times it's notices from Rotary, and other times it's appeals. But it certainly makes it a lot easier to be able to put it into Connections, and it saves me cluttering up your inbox. Now, the other thing that we do, okay, there we are, is the website. And the website is a great source of information about Rotary in the district. And with it, you can get access to the insurance. God, don't you love insurance? But if you're planning on doing anything, then there's a form there you can fill out and send it off to the insurance company, and they'll respond quickly. The other thing I encourage people to do is to just go onto the website and have a look to see what some of the insurance restrictions are. And you might be surprised that our insurance company is not all that keen on having events, particularly with youth, that involve zip lining. And I got to tell you, I'm not likely going to be doing any zip lining at my age anyway. But we're improving our process to make sure that all of our information is up on that banner or behind the scenes there. So if you're looking for something, it's back there. You just need to do a little bit of traveling around. Now, I'm going to just turn this off, if I can figure out how to do this here. And I'm going to play for us. I'm going to stop the share, and it probably means I'm going to start again. And I'm going to start this is the video that we have had produced to promote our conference. So I'm just going to start that, and I'll answer questions when we're done. And are you guys getting the sound that comes along with that? All right, good. Don't you love her?
This next Rotary year, with our first woman president, we will be imagining change around the world.
Imagine a world that deserves our best, where we get up each day knowing that we can make a difference. You don't imagine yesterday, you imagine tomorrow. Imagine a world without polio. Imagine a world with clean water for everyone. Imagine a world free of disease, a world where every child learns to read. Imagine kindness and hope and love and peace. And that's, my dear friends, why our theme is Imagine Rotary.
Imagine creating peace through respect, hope, and kindness. We will share stories of inspiration, accomplishments, and impacts. Save the date. Reserve your space to celebrate our Rotary movement.
The best thing for the world would be a world where people respect each other. Hence our theme, respect.
We invite you to join us in Jasper National Park at the world-renowned Jasper Park Lodge from April 20th to 23rd, 2023 for a weekend of fun and fellowship that includes the whole family. We have an exciting program planned for you in the incomparable Rocky Mountains.
Well, not only do we have a complete Rotary convention for Rotarians, but they can bring their significant other, their children, 6 to 12, and their teenagers, plus the Rotaracts, for a whole weekend at Jasper Park Lodge and enjoy the majestic beauty of that national park. That Friday fun night is for everyone. And it's an outdoor event with a barbecue, campfire, s'mores, and photo booth and different activities, a scavenger hunt. And we will also have a sing-along, play-along with the Northeast Edmonton Ukulele Ensemble. The governor's soiree will be the culmination of the conference. It'll be an opportunity for people to get dressed up, go to dinner, listen to a harpist play, and then we have a DJ for dancing on into the night. This will also be the time of the DG changeover and district awards.
Meet inspiring speakers and get reports from the ground with guest speakers that include award-winning journalist Sally Armstrong, sometimes called the war correspondent for the world's women. She is a journalist who covers zones of conflict. Her beat is to find out what happens to women and girls. And you'll also meet Kasia Slavner, an award-winning Gen Z filmmaker, photographer, entrepreneur, and social justice advocate. Currently, she is in production with 1.5 Degrees of Peace, a featured documentary exploring the links between peace and climate justice with young changemakers at the nexus of both. And there's Ramesh Ferris, a polio survivor who was born in Coimbatore, India, who contacted polio at the age of 6 months. After being placed in an orphanage at the age of 1.5, he was adopted and became the first international adoptee in Canada's Yukon Territory. There will be something for everyone in Jasper. Interact and youth exchange students will have the opportunity to explore Moline Canyon Walk, Moline on the Trail Lunch, the Jasper Tram, and the Columbia Ice Fields.
Hello, I am John Nicoll, and this is my wife, Donna. We'd like to invite you to the district conference next year, Jasper National Park, at the Jasper Park Lodge.
Please join us for a weekend for your whole family of rest, communication, fellowship, fun, and learning for all ages.
Okay, thanks everybody for listening to that. appreciate that a lot of you are in places where the conference might be out of the question for you, but certainly the invitation is there. We're looking forward to it. Our room, the block of rooms that we put aside with the JPL, that one has been booked. So there's really good uptake on the rooms. There are still rooms available in the town site in Jasper, which is not very far away, and they're reasonably priced. And we're seeing if we can get a Rotary rate for them, but they are still available. However, if we leave it much longer, I'm not sure that they're. The conference sales are picking up, so we're looking forward to a good conference, and we're getting into the very last scary days of planning, where all those things that we've been talking about for a couple of years are coming into play. But we chose Jasper as the conference location because we're very, very conscious of the fact that our district often is Edmonton centric. And when we get the opportunities, it's nice to move it out into areas which are not Edmonton. And the other one was that Jasper, the town site of Jasper and the tourist industry was just about decimated through the COVID issues. And at the time we were planning, we thought, well, it would be nice if we could help support the tourism industry of Jasper a little bit by having our conference there. The one thing with Jasper is for a lot of the folks that are coming from the Grand Prairie, Fairview area, it's almost as easy to get to Jasper as it is to get to Edmonton. You come down Highway 40, for those of you that know the province. So we're looking forward to it. And as this video says, we've got some great speakers and some opportunities to meet and greet. So with that, I'm prepared to answer anybody's question about district stuff or the conference. And Sharon, I'll pass it over to you and to coordinate questions.
Okay. Thank you, John. We're going to be joining you again at 7:45 for the board meeting. This is traditionally our coffee chat, which is a half an hour long. So I know there are people that are going to have to zip off to meetings and to get on with their day. But before we go, if John probably would entertain any questions via email or any other method, I'm sure. And we also have our assistant governor here who we can also pass inquiries and questions through as well from our club. Before we go, I'd like to thank District Governor John and to join us. And we look forward to seeing you on our 25th celebration on the 25th. And I'd like to ask Doug just to give a quick plug about our anniversary celebration.
Oh, thank you, President Sharon. Yeah, the 25th of February at 10 a.m. Mountain Time is our 10th anniversary celebration, and we're really looking forward to it. I think we've got a nice program involved for everybody. And I just want to remind you to make sure you're there, but also invite a friend. We're hoping to have a really nice turnout, and don't forget to bring something to toast, because we've got lots to celebrate. Thank you.
All right. Well, again, District Governor John, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us, and hope to see most of you. Oh, Tammy. Yes, Tammy?
I have a question for John. Is this a hybrid conference, so some of our folks could log into it if they wished?
It is not currently.
Okay.
Most of the speakers have restrictions on how you can broadcast it, and then we're trying to see if we can get a way around some of the costs of the video production people, because that's actually a stumbling block. Is if we can find a way to do it for very little money, we will. But right now, the costs they're giving us from the video people are just unconscionable. So
okay.
Not at the present time. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Thanks for the question, Tammy.
Yes.
All right. Well, everybody have a wonderful morning, day, evening, wherever you are in the world. And hopefully we'll see all of you on the